We are so fucking back, baby. Like, the first Omen is just amazing. Now, it's been like about a year since I've seen the original Omen by Richard Donner. Rest in peace. It's fantastic. Such a great horror movie. So I was kind of interested whenever, like, around the time some promotion stuff for the first Omen was coming out. But now that I've watched the movie, yes, it's just so good. Okay, Neil Tiger-Free just needs an Oscar for her performance in this movie, because, like, it's just so, like, oh, it looks like, okay, she's just, like, given the most difficult task of all, like, just, like, being the lead, and then, like, being, like, such a nice girl from the start, then, like, someone who's just witnessed, like, this kind of trauma. And she just pulled it off so perfectly. Like, her performance is just so amazing. One of the best things about this film. What's his name? Ralph Ineson was also just so great as... Oh, shoot. As, Father Brennan? Yeah, I'll just say that. Also, like, he, along with several other actors, just... Whenever I just hear their voice, I'm just like... It's like butter. Bill Nye was also really good, even though he wasn't here in the movie that much. And some of the other actors also did a great job. Like Charles Dance, Sonia Braga, Andrea Arcangeli. Again, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing these wrong. And just, like, the rest of this cast was just so, like, great. I also just love the way this movie looks. Like, with a lot of movies I've been seeing lately, the cinematography is just great. Like, so many shots are just so welly framed. And the lighting is also just so good. You have, like, some shots that have this really cold kind of tint to it. You also get your standard kind of horror orange or red in there, as well as just some other different kind of color palettes. Like, the cinematography in the first Omen is just fantastic. Like, I'd say it's up there with, like, Days of Heaven in terms of its cinematography. Like, the cinematography in just, like, the opening scene, the party scene, the finale, as well as several other scenes, it's just so great to look at. And also recently, I have gotten registered for my classes for next semester. And what are some of the classes I'm taking next semester? I'm taking a class called Principles of Cinematography. So boom, all of the cinematography, like, praising, it's finally gonna pay off. I'm taking a class about it next semester, which is also my last semester, but let's not talk about that. Anyways, the score is also just so good. It really reminded me a lot of, like, 70s, 80s horror. Just, like, back when they used to make film scores with synthesizers. I want us to go back to that kind of era so badly. Like, bring back synth scores, please. They're such amazing instruments. Like, they were amazing in Thomas the Tank Engine. They were amazing in all those movies back then. Same thing with just orchestral scores, but, like, just bring them back. Please. This movie also had really good pacing to it. Like, there were many moments where I was, like, taken out of the movie, or practically just any moment where I'm not taken out of the movie. something else that just this movie really excels at are the effects. Like, there's so much, like, practicality. I mean, there may have been some CG, but, like, I could not tell you, like, that there was CG. Like, the effects here just look so good. Like, with all the kills, like, there's just some... Okay, so, like, the kills, obviously, they look really good. But then some of the other stuff, like, tearing open the stomach. Ugh. And just some of the other effects you see, like, it just... got me so it's so unnerving. That's how good they did. Apparently they got an NC-17 rating for some scene. I don't know what scene it is, but, like, I guess that's how unnerving the effects were. Practical effects all the way. Yeah. And for a movie that has a reported budget of $30 million, like, it just looks so good. Like, you could tell with films like this and some others, like, studios are allowing movies to, like, spend money on, like, looking really good. We're finally escaping some of the more green screen-esque things in movies. I mean, I know, like, green screen can work, but it's just, like, there's a shot in Avengers Infinity War where, like, when Iron Man, Hulk, Doctor Strange, and Wong are kind of leaving the Sanctum Sanctorum to see what's going on. The behind-the-scenes shots, those are all just blue screens. Why put blue screens on there when you could just shoot at, like, a real building? That would have saved you some money. But here in the first Omen, there's, like, real churches. There's a real Rome. There's a real snowy cabin at the end of the movie. It's just such a beautiful looking film. Like, this is also up there with Dune Part 2 as one of the best looking movies of the year. You know, first Omen, I love it. I don't think it's the best movie I've seen this year. Obviously, Dune Part 2 holds that. I mean, come on, how can you top that? But it's fantastic. So I please urge you, go see this movie. Go support these movies that are just so good. And, like, we also got Monkey Man on the same day, so try to make yourself a double feature. Monkey Man and the first Omen. Because, like I said in the beginning, we are back.